to the Casually Hardcore podcast. This is our first episode here, so we're going to start off with little introductions. My name is Nick. I've been gaming for 15 years now. Been playing a long time. Usually game on Xbox, but recently I've been gaming from PC all the way to PlayStation and my Wii U. Rest in peace, Wii U. My favorite game of all time is Star Wars Battlefront 2. I've synced many hours into that, probably more than I can count. I actually broke the hour count on it. But I'm a big shooter guy, and that's just kind of the genre that I like to play the most.
My name's Billy. I've been probably gaming for 20 years. I was born in 94. PlayStation came out, I think, in 95 or 96. So as long as I can remember, I've been playing on PlayStation almost since the day I was born. I've played things like Super Nintendo too growing up, Nintendo 64, because who else hasn't, right? Remember playing at the arcades. I remember being as young as I was and playing Mortal Kombat 4 in the arcades when it was a big thing. And yeah, so just growing up, my favorite genre is probably shooters and stuff like that, so we have that in common. What I'm playing right now is Star Wars Battlefront all the time. Everybody thinks it's terrible, and it kind of is sometimes, but it's still fun to play.
My name's Joe. I've been basically playing games since the release of the Wii, probably a little bit before that, but that was my first console. I really like the Dark Souls series, and I'm currently playing Breath of the Wild.
I'm Eric. I've been gaming for about 15 years myself. I got a real OG Game Boy for Christmas when I was probably around 5 or 6, and then played that and Pokemon for years until I got a GameCube, and then it was all Animal Crossing and Mario and Super Smash Bros. Until the PlayStation 2, and that's when I started also playing Battlefront 2, and I got into my favorite series, Kingdom Hearts. I'm a big kind of all-around gamer guy, but I have to say my favorite genre would definitely be the RPG role-playing, both Western and Eastern types.
My name is Alan. I've been gaming for about 16 years now. My first one was the NES, and I was amazing. Loved it. I'd mostly consider myself like all around. I don't really have like a favorite genre, but right now I'm playing mostly Super Smash Bros. Melee, which is my favorite game of all time, and a little bit of Overwatch, getting into that shooter genre that I'm not really into.
And shooters aren't for everybody, but
No, they're not. Yeah.
So I guess kind of starting off now, I'll talk a little about gaming news. I guess to kind of start off with some shooters, Battlefront 2
That's
got
a big one,
announced actually. So officially, it's funny too, because when it says Star Wars Battlefront 2, I still think Star Wars Battlefront 2 from like 2004. So this is still kind of throwing me off. But what's your input, Billy, on
I think I remember playing Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 back when we were all younger. But I never had internet at the time, so I never got the experience that a lot of people remembers, having space battles online and stuff like that. And I think a lot of people, as far as I know, are kind of upset that they're calling it Battlefront 2 because now it's associated and almost overtaking what Battlefront 2 used to be. Yeah. But me personally, I'm excited because I think hopefully they're gonna build on all the input that they've gotten over social media and all this other stuff, and from having Star Wars Battlefront be released for over a year now.
Right.
So hopefully they take all that input and put it into the next one. I think it's gonna be awesome. They're gonna have multiple space eras from Star Wars and stuff like that, so I'm excited.
Fingers crossed for Clone Wars. I'm a big Clone Wars nut. I love the TV show, and I love Republic Commando and all those Clone Wars games. So
Yeah, rumor surrounding though Battlefront 2, possible. This is kind of light, kind of out there. Old Republic.
right.
Really?
It said
Yeah.
multiple eras, and what people have been speculating is because EA's MMO game continues to get updated, and they keep adding KOTOR characters to your.
Yeah, there's a mobile game I'm playing, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and they just recently added Darth Nihilus and HK-47 to it after having no non-canon characters. So a lot of things are pointing to possible Old Republic, which I'm a huge fan of in this game, which is big news.
I just need space battles and not 4 planets.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
As long as they keep Luke Skywalker, I'm in. So
I remember playing the beta the first time, and that GIF that came out of Luke Skywalker spawns and the walker steps on top of him.
yeah.
Or Darth Vader walking around and then getting ran into by an X-wing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the funny, or like getting teabagged.
Yeah.
by Rebel Soldier.
Yeah.
They've come a long way with like in terms of development and how much they've been patching the game. I don't know if you guys have been playing recently, but they've really made Darth Vader a tank and Luke Skywalker like more formidable on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, he's like the fastest character, but now when you kill people, he gets even faster. So those tweaks and things like that have definitely made him feel like the Jedi he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it seems like they, I don't know about you guys, but do you know the Boba Fett controversy with that one?
No.
When it first came out, and they've fixed it incrementally along the way, but when they first came out, Boba Fett was easily the best hero.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got Boba Fett right off the bat, there were people that, even at my casual skill level, of they could go 50, 60, and 0 as Boba Fett because
wow.
his jetpack would recharge so fast.
Right.
So you could jetpack in as you're dropping, take out a bunch of people. When it starts getting too hot, the second you land, you could jetpack right out.
Right.
And there was a glitch on Jakku when it first came out where Boba Fett's jetpack, if you hit certain mountains just right, you could sink under the map.
There you go.
If only you
Kind
could,
of disgusting.
if only you could see Eric's hand motions.
just kind of go under the map.
But did you play when the Lando glitch was around?
No, I didn't.
Oh my, that was the worst thing ever. So you would spawn into like a hero hunt match where there's like 16 people against one hero, and whoever does the most damage to the hero becomes the hero the next time around. It's basically you're trying to get the most kills as a hero. But everybody would choose Lando, and he has this glitch where you can use his power blast like unlimitedly. So it was just like everybody would run to a back part of the map and just start shooting people, and you could never kill Lando just because his power blast was too OP. It was the worst thing ever, and they let that go for like 2-3 months until they patched it. So it was like, what are you doing, EA?
EA and glitches and rush products kind of always go hand in hand, and I guess kind of moving it. Mass Effect Andromeda is
Oh, man.
a poster child for,
Moving on to that.
for that. So, what are y'all's thoughts on Mass Effect Andromeda? I know personally, I was a big Mass Effect fan until the ending. We're gonna talk about the ending real quick because I'm gonna rant about that for a second.
Go ahead.
That was some choice of words here, some crap. To at least for me personally, I played 1, 2, and 3. Went back and replayed all this, at least 1 and 2 before 3 came out. And the whole gimmick for 3 is that everything you did, even the side missions, the DLC side missions, the $5 side mission that I paid for and bought because I thought it was going to happen, didn't happen, regardless. But basically, I perfected these saves, spent hours and hours. Then come to find out, none of it matters. It's literally red color, blue color, or green color. What's your favorite color? Well, none of those are my favorite colors. Didn't matter to me. So I got so burnt out. It's such a great game to an ending. Basically, the kind of spoiler alert here is you're the first 2 parts of the game, the decisions you make do count. For the final chapter of the game, when you come back to Earth to save it, nothing you do matters. The size of your space battle or your ships maybe, but the cutscenes are already pre-rendered. You don't fight in space, so nothing really happens there. All the Earth cutscenes are pre-rendered, or they're walking simulators basically. Marauder Shields. Have you guys seen that meme at all? The one that try to save you from the ending. But so I was kind of a little 50-50 on Mass Effect Andromeda because I was burned so bad on the ending.
I think a lot of people were, honestly.
Yeah.
They were just hoping for like something to revamp the series, make it better.
Right.
And I don't think that they delivered, to be 100% honest with you. The graphics in this game are, compared to The Witcher 3, which is made by an independent is it Swedish studio?
Swedish. Yeah. CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
Love that game.
It's so much better than an actual corporation, which is, it's kind of alarming, to be honest.
Something that with going to CD Projekt Red and Witcher 3, easily, top 3 favorite games for PlayStation 4. Probably my favorite game for my PlayStation. Is the note that you got in every single copy of The Witcher 3, which thanked all of the buyers and all the players for supporting it. And that's not something you will get at all ever.
Right.
From something like a BioWare or something like an EA. And so that's something really interesting is that the CD Projekt Red, which is independent, put love and time and effort and thought about what the players would want. And they made all of the minor DLC free. So you got, what was it, like some horse colors, you got an armor set, you got
some missions as well.
You got some missions. all of them for free. I think it said like 16 DLC were free.
Wow.
Right.
And
yeah.
then there were 2 big DLC, which were basically 2 new games.
Yeah.
For, I think now it's down to like $20 for both of them.
And it's ridiculous the amount of value you get for that. And
Yeah.
we can talk about the value a little bit later. But from that side on, he let me lease, or he gave me Witcher 3 to play for a little bit. Sophomore year, I'm still playing it now. So that's how big this game is and how much time you get into it. And kind of going back to the Horse Armor thing, I think that was a little bit of a jab at Obsidian
Oh,
for
definitely.
their Horse Armor DLC from that era, from 2006, 2007.
Yeah.
But no, just kind of going back into shitty business practices with Mass Effect. The face animations are atrocious.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's
There's also some disconnect. I think there's a scene where the main character punches someone and there's no collision.
Yeah.
It's just they move away. They're actually Jedis.
yeah.
So, fun fact, Andromeda is where Star Wars took place.
Right.
But something else, 2 things on Andromeda that I've seen. There's an infamous scene with a female shepherd, and one of the main characters, I don't know who, so it's not really spoilers, I don't think, dies. And because the face animation is so bad, they just have this blank expression, and it almost looks like they're trying to figure out what they should be feeling. Like this person who I'm assuming you have had a lot of time with is dead, and all of a sudden you don't know what to feel. Also, Nick, guess what they brought back?
What?
The Mako.
Oh yeah, I hate the Mako. F the Mako. That thing was my reckoning in Mass Effect 1. If you guys ever play Mass Effect 1, it's literally you go straight, it goes left. You go left, it goes right. You go right, it goes left. You don't touch anything, and it goes backwards. I mean, the thing just does not work at all.
You flip it, and it keeps flipping, because it tries to flip itself over, but then it just rolls back, and it's a cluster, that one.
Yeah, that was Mass Effect Andromeda is unfortunately a bust. But the side note is too, it's not actually made by the main BioWare studio. It's made by their sister studio that they created as a support studio. I can look it up here real quick.
Well, that's just. I think that's kind of rude to fans of the game.
Yeah, because I didn't find out that it was made by a sister studio until BioWare North. I think that's what it's called. Because BioWare Austin is their main one. And the fact that this was kind of their first hit game, but why would you give such a big IP and franchise to a second-tier studio? I know these guys are talented. They're working for a juggernaut corporation like EA. They obviously don't hire mediocre talent. But
They kind of dropped the
to
ball.
drop the ball that low on such a giant franchise, especially when you're trying to kickstart a reboot, soft reboot for a trilogy.
Well, I think that might be part of it, in that they said well before Andromeda was released, before any of the trailers, before any of that, they said that they were going to make Andromeda something new. It wasn't going to follow Shepard. It was going to be... It had the Mass Effect elements, but it wasn't the Mass Effect we knew and know. It was something different, and that's why they gave it to someone else, because it's essentially starting a new series. The only thing that's the same are the lore. That's it. It's new characters, a new situation, a new everything. And so I think in that aspect, I see where they're going. Does not excuse how badly they dropped this project.
Totally agree. Especially for a $60 AAA title like that, too. I mean, games are so expensive these days that when I think $60, I'm spoiled by titles like Witcher 3, or I know we've been playing Skyrim in class. I mean, for
Yeah.
me personally, just games that have so much to offer and so much content. When I spend $60, I expect that type of quality or polish, at least for games like that. And when that happens, it definitely creates a lot of consumer mistrust, at least for me personally.
So I never pre-order.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
moving perfectly. I think it's sad that you have to say you've been spoiled by games like Witcher. Isn't that what games were?
Right.
Yeah.
Where
That should
you
be
didn't
the standard,
Exactly.
right?
yeah.
You didn't. I mean, only 90s kids will remember when you didn't have to buy 3 new levels for a video game.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
would work and you would play and you would earn it. And Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Yeah.
Do you remember what you had to do to get Mewtwo? You had to shell over 20 hours of
Into the
gameplay
game.
into it. And on the 20th hour, like the 24th hour, something like that, then you would fight Mewtwo. But it wasn't a cheap thing where if you fought Mewtwo and lost, well,
You still got him. No, you had to beat him.
yeah, you had to
Not
beat
only
him.
that-
And if not, you had to shell out an extra 5 hours
Yeah.
to get him again.
Yeah, it's like, you know, with EA, it's like, oh, you don't have this time? $5.99, buy a chance to fight Mewtwo. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like that they did that with the new Smash. They introduced 2 DLC characters, or was it 3
Eight.
DLC
It
characters?
got a
was,
lot.
it was Mewtwo, Roy, the new Fire Emblem cast, Corrin.
Yeah,
Corrin.
Corrin, Bayonetta,
And they're all $5.99.
Cloud.
Yeah,
Cloud, and
Yeah.
Lucas.
Yeah.
Lucas was such a rip of a port.
No, dude, he was awesome. He was so strong.
He's a
he was
great
like
character,
he's
but-
different from Ness too. He's like very different from
No,
Ness. Like,
I'm not arguing with you about him being included. Trust me, I love a new Smash. I'm just talking about just from him being ported over, just from the state point. I feel like he should have been included in the roster from day one.
Yeah.
maybe.
Like there's certain characters in the newest Smash Bros. Installment that I feel I don't want to trigger anybody, but I don't feel like they genuinely deserve the spot that they have because they're just like soft clones, like Dark Pit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
no.
that's understandable. Well, Smash Bros. Is based off clones, though, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Melee Ganondorf is a Captain Falcon clone.
Falco.
Falco is legitimately Fox.
Luigi in the first one.
Luigi in the first one
Yeah.
was Mario.
And Dr. Mario. Should have been a skin.
yeah, I think, well, I know in an interview, Dr. Mario was added in as an added bonus.
Yeah,
They said
basically.
that they wanted him to originally be a skin, but because of fan nostalgia, they thought it'd be cool as a character. Dark Pit, personally, I think Lucas should have been better than Dark Pit. I think
Yeah.
Dark Pit should have been like, you know, here's an extra freebie because we had so much time to do other stuff.
That's kind of what I like in Brawl, Wolf.
Wolf was cool.
Because he had very similar elements to Fox and Falco, but he was different enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I think something like a Dark Pit, who is literally Pit, it's sloppy and bad design. When you've already shown that you can do it,
Right.
you can make a good character that has the right differences, but is still so much the same. To do something like that is almost insulting.
Well, his taunt's amazing too. What's the matter, scared? I love just spam that over and over and over. Well, the cool part too, because if you played Subspace Emissary, the last 3 characters, Sonic, Wolf, and Jigglypuff,
Yeah.
from a fact standpoint, those are the last 3 characters introduced in the Brawl, and that's why Jigglypuff and Wolf are side characters you can unlock. They didn't incorporate them in the cutscenes because they didn't add them until after. Sonic was thrown in at the, if you guys seen
At
that
the
interview,
last minute.
the last second, and the only reason why they got the cutscene right at the end when he fights was the big
Taboo?
Taboo. Sega made the cutscene. And they when Sega gave because originally Sega at the beginning gave the approval for them to use Sonic, they took it away, and then right at the end they gave it back. Well, Nintendo or Sakurai said we don't have enough time, and they're like, well, we'll create the model, we'll create the cutscene. They shipped it over. There you go. So that was kind of a cool one to throw in.
Yeah.
The Smash series has got so much cool history to it, even just from the
Yeah.
development standpoint. I think.
Real quick, it blew my mind when I realized Master Hand wasn't the ultimate bad guy.
Oh yeah, when he was being controlled.
Yeah.
It
Blew
was
my
like,
freaking
what?
mind.
3 or 2 series, right? 2
Yeah.
previous. Master Hand's the bad guy, obviously, right?
Yeah.
He's pulling the strings. Then you get to Subspace Emissary, just flips the table. I think Subspace Emissary is one of the reasons that Brawl did really, really well. It's a standalone, really good like first-person game, or like not first-person.
Side-scrolling kind of beat fighter thing.
So that's going to beat him up. Or
Yeah.
2D
2D fighter,
Yeah.
2D, 3D. And
That's
it's
what
weird.
it did good as a game.
Mhm.
Like as a Smash Bros. Game, however, it dropped the ball because
Agreed.
it introduced tripping.
Yeah.
Nobody likes tripping.
Also, the meta died so fast. I mean, there was none, if there anything. Well, Meta Knight.
Meta Knight was
Meta Knight
S-
was
S
the-
tier.
Meta Knight was the meta.
Meta Knight was god tier.
He was actually banned from tournaments within a few months.
Yeah, he was ridiculous. Well, I'm just watching the YouTube combos he had. I mean,
Yeah.
you could never touch him. It was unreal.
Which is funny because I absolutely suck with Meta Knight. I
Yeah.
am terrible with him.
I mean, well, it's like when you go and play like Smash Bros. Competitively. Like I'm decent with Samus, and then I go and play these people. I get my just ass handed to me by these people with Captain Falcon, Fox, and Marth, and That's kind of why I like the Wii U version so much, is because there isn't a defined set of characters for the meta. It's always evolving, and there's so many characters you can use. I know because whenever Sheik was kind of the big one, they nerfed Sheik and they changed it. And I think that's one of the cooler things about today's modern era is they can add patches now.
Yeah.
So it's not like Melee. It's like, all right, you have these 5 characters and that's it for the rest of
Yeah, but like even in Melee, sure, there's like these top 8 characters that are like the meta, right? They are good, but even then, like people that play low tier characters can beat the top tier characters easily if they train hard enough and know what to do.
I agree.
Well, and it's something I found that's really cool with it is that with especially Melee with competitive is it isn't about the character, it's about the mechanics of the game, such as wave dashing. Any character can wave dash.
Yep.
And it's so important to the competitive scene. And it's so cool that it's not this one character because of this ability can wave dash, therefore everyone uses it. It's every character can wave dash, therefore every character remains viable.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. And then from that standpoint, you have edge guarding, slam dunk, finalize
Spiking.
Ducking your opponents.
Yeah,
Every character has a different playstyle, which
Yeah.
I think is fun. And apart from that, wave dashing is only like the tip of the iceberg.
Oh,
for
yeah.
advanced techniques.
yeah.
That's your breaking point to
Yeah.
get into the meta is wave dash. Yeah. Well, and then for a rumor standpoint, and I know you have a Switch, right? Correct.
I don't actually. I took the Wii U.
Oh crap! Okay, excuse me, but
One of us needs to get a Switch now.
yeah, we'll talk about the Switch in a little bit. Our Super Smash Bros. Wii U Deluxe version is a rumor to come to the Switch, and it's supposed to bring in characters as well.
Yeah, but like, who are they gonna bring?
I feel Wolf. I'm champion for
like,
Wolf.
a lot of people want Wolf, but like, think back to the Smash ballot that happened like a year ago, right?
Right.
Or 2 years ago,
Yeah, it's
whatever.
been a long time since.
Everyone wanted Ridley from.
I voted Master Chief because I knew any of my characters that I was gonna vote for wasn't gonna get
Yeah,
it.
but like they easily have characters that they can bring in from their series. They
I
got
like
King
those.
K. Rool.
Yeah,
They
they
got who else? They got
Well, I got Ice Climbers too as an OG characters.
Banjo Kazooie.
Rip.
yeah Banjo Kazooie.
Because I know.
And since they're selling Shovel Knight now on the Nintendo Switch and
Yeah,
the Wii
that
U,
could be a
right?
good third
They could
party.
bring in Shovel Knight.
If he comes in, oh.
So I guess kind of like a speculation, because I love Smash speculation. Or if you could do 3 characters for this new port, what would they be?
Does it have to be Nintendo exclusive?
No, you could. Well, just kind of.
I did Chrom
Chrom.
from what is it? Awakening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You a big Fire Emblem guy?
Yeah, sort of.
Gotcha.
I would honestly do if we're gonna like keep it at certain Final Fantasy. I would have take actually Ike out, throw in the Black Knight. Simply because he's so different. Because Ike seemed to be them trying to improve upon Roy, but Roy was already so similar to Marth, in my opinion.
Well, the Royal DLC though, the Roy character is actually pretty defined. They gave him
Really?
his own kind of moveset.
Yeah.
But I think something that Smash is lacking is a hybrid between the Marths and the Ikes that can kind of dance around the arena and the Bowsers and the Ganondorfs that hit hard but are slow, but then giving them that weapon. I think it would be a really interesting character, and I see you over there.
I'm sorry, we have too many sword fighters in Smash.
Well, that's why you take one out.
I don't think taking out taking out a character would be worse, to be honest. Because then I'd be pissed. Because I don't play as Ike, but Ike's been such a main cast character since
It's
Brawl.
like people getting upset that the Ice Climbers got cut, right?
Nobody plays as Ice Climbers, but it's part of
It's
his.
me.
It's still
Ice Climbers are so strong.
Maybe it's me.
they're
I don't
so
play as Ice Climbers, so nobody plays as Ice Climbers.
they're so strong, but they are so challenging to understand.
Nah, I think Ice Climbers was big in the competitive scene.
Yeah,
Like, the-
definitely. In
they're
Brawl and
really
in
strong.
Melee, chain grabbing
Yeah.
destroyed you.
Yeah.
So, like, they were big. But I had fun with them, like, non-competitively.
They're fun to mess around with.
Yeah.
I miss them personally because they're a part of the history with Melee. I feel because I personally have such a big attachment to Melee, and a lot of us do too, because we all grew up with it, and we're all at this age now where we're the one buying Smash Bros. So
Yeah.
we want these characters.
You know,
Taking
there's
them-
actually a good chance that they will bring him back because the reason that they didn't have him in 4 was because because they wanted all of the characters to be available on the DS and on the Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
So the DS couldn't handle the two different characters being played by one person. So that was why
Right.
they got removed because of technological limits. So I think, on the Switch, when it's only one platform, they probably will bring it back.
I think that'd be a good selling point too, for nostalgia standpoint, for fans to come in and buy it. So maybe a throwback with Ice Climbers, and then possibly a newcomer. Or I personally like 2 nostalgic characters. I think the roster's already stacked.
I think 2 nostalgic characters would be good, like either like Snake or Wolf
Snake
or
would
the
be
Ice
awesome.
Climbers.
Yeah.
One of those 3 has to get in.
Right, exactly. And
Solid Snake?
Yeah,
Solid
Snake.
Snake. Did
I
you play
want
Brawl?
Snake back.
I've never played Brawl.
Snake was in Brawl. It was
I've never-
so cool.
I remember seeing it because of Solid Snake. Yeah.
He had such a unique play style. It was
Yeah.
like he actually threw grenades, placed mines. He controlled the field.
Yeah, that was something that I don't remember ever seeing in Melee unless you used an item,
Yeah.
was being able to go to one, like, corral your opponents to, you want to go this side of the arena or take massive damage. And he also was he also had great stall, because if you just put a bunch of stuff in between you and your opponents, and his I don't know, his like super jump move was like flying away, and the grenades. How else would you
No,
describe
you
that?
you are the best part of this description. Like, if they could see you just away.
Ascends to the heavens. But he had such, I don't want to say crowd control.
I don't know if it's crowd
But
control. I think
it's-
it's stage control.
Definitely.
Stage control.
He had-
You can distance as well,
Yeah.
really well. And then you could shoot Pikachu with a rocket launcher.
Yeah, you could legitimately snipe Pikachu.
I miss Red too. As a side note, also.
Yeah.
Squirtle, No, I know Charizard's in the game, but
Man, it just.
it's from the
I
same.
want Squirtle.
I like
I'm sorry.
I like that dynamic where
Yeah.
you switch them out. That was a cool mechanic. I feel like maybe having Ash as a character, you fight as so Pokeballs is where you capture opponents
Oh my god.
Like a Yoshi.
like a Yoshi.
That'd be
So
hilarious.
that would be awesome. So I guess kind of going from the Switch part. What's everybody's thoughts on the Switch? Do you want it? Do you not want it? What games?
Has anybody here seen a Switch or touched it in real life yet?
I wish.
I've demoed one.
My
My
first,
friend has one.
My first time today was I actually saw and played with one today a little bit while I was at work.
Yeah.
One of the people who works at my job showed me the Switch, and that thing is so compact and so cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about it. Just the aesthetics of the build quality on the Switch is really nice. And the only game that I did play on it for a little bit was Zelda, and graphically the game is top notch for what at least for what Nintendo games
the
are.
only game that's on?
The only
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. game
That's
on the
that's
Switch.
something I'm gonna gripe about.
1-2
Nintendo.
Switch, man. That's
1-2
another
Switch
AAA.
is what? It's $40.
For demo. Yeah, it should have been a pack-in.
Yeah, it should definitely been a pack-in, but Nintendo has for the Switch is a massive improvement off the Wii U, right?
Mhm.
It's incredible. You can take it on the go, blah blah blah. It's a DS and a Wii put together, but the games that they have for it are very bare bones.
It's definitely in beta. I think that they rushed the launch for it. They didn't have any apps. There's no internet browsers, no YouTube, there's no Netflix. So for a device like that, if I carry that around, why would I use my phone for Netflix when I can use my Switch, just for instance? And then gaming-wise, I know Mario Kart Deluxe is definitely finished, but they definitely staggered the launch of that, so that seems like Nintendo's got games coming.
Yeah.
But they really don't. They haven't announced anything past April. So you're
That's the thing. It's just Mario Kart 8 with some improvements.
Yeah, it's
Well,
a
no,
port.
they announced
it's-
Super Mario Odyssey, right?
Yeah.
For winter.
Yeah, winter, and it's
all of the games they're releasing, except for the new Mario, which we don't know much at all about, and Zelda. It's they're all just ports.
Yeah.
The only 3 standalone games that this console has are Legend of Zelda, obviously Breath of the Wild, ARMS, which is a weird game,
yeah.
and then
Splatoon 2.
Oh, Splatoon 2. I'm sorry, I forgot about Splatoon. And
Everybody
then
did,
yeah.
but
Everybody forgot about Splatoon.
and then Super Mario.
yeah. Well, I
and,
know.
So I just pulled up some launch titles, and one of them that's on there is Just Dance 2017,
Oh,
Shovel Knight, Skylanders, Snipper Clips. I've seen a lot of stuff with Snipper Clips. It is actually really unique, and it's something I watch Let's Plays of before I go to sleep because it's relaxing. Well, because it's all it is you're these 2 pieces of paper, and you walk around and you have to shape yourselves, and it's pretty much predominantly multiplayer that I've seen of it.
Yeah.
But you have to like shape yourself by like clipping the other people in certain ways to solve puzzles.
Right.
But it's all super relaxing. None of it's timed. I actually don't know pricing of it, but I think it would be a really cool small game. Also, something cool about Snipper Clips is it actually started from an indie developer, and they had an engine for it and all this stuff. They started it online as like a flash game, just something really, really small. Nintendo liked it and actually bought the licensing of it off the people.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's something really cool about Snipper
Well,
Clips.
it's kind of got something to say to it. If a game puts you to sleep at night, what does that say about?
I
the game?
think he's trying to say it's relaxed.
It's relaxing.
It's not boring.
It's
Gotcha.
not.
I'm like,
it's
I'll
not
watch
like,
this game so I can go to sleep.
It's not like an Overwatch or a Battlefront
something
or,
lower.
Okay.
or a melee brawl where it's constant, fast paced. The screen's jostling everywhere. You got to keep moving. It's very. You can take your time, think it over.
I gotcha. Well, there are some games coming out for right now. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It says here that Siberia 3. Ooh. And then Puyo
Legos.
Puyo Tetris, Lego.
Lego City, Dissidia 5, Xenoverse 2. These are to be decided, or
Okay.
or like
These are possible.
fall of 2017.
To be determined, like release date.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is supposedly going to be released in 2017. They're making the Fire Emblem Warriors.
Yeah.
Is that going to be like
That was-
Hyrule
Yeah.
It was
Warriors?
one of the things that was
look-
announced.
does
Looks
seem pretty
really cool.
yeah.
I am absolutely. I would buy a Switch just for that.
See, the second half looks. If they would have waited, I know that
Like a couple months, right?
the
Just a couple
Scorpio's
months.
coming out, which is
I
a
think
big
it's because
deal.
they wanted it to be at the same time as Breath of the Wild.
So check
And
this out.
it's just-
In
I think it's screwing them over.
It
Like,
is.
they
It's
should have
good
waited.
short term, I think, for sales for people to buy because you get the Zelda fans, you get the hardcore
Yeah.
fans. But
But what about everybody else, right?
everybody else? At least for me personally, the casual Nintendo family. I didn't buy until Wii U until way in the life cycle, and that was because I wanted a bigger library because the library wasn't attractive enough to me.
Yeah.
Now it's the same thing. I have to wait because I wanted it right away. I have the money now to go out and buy the Switch, but when there's only one Zelda game, and I know if I can get that Zelda game a little cheaper down the line, there's just nothing to bring in that fan base.
And I think they're filling in like the empty space they don't have with something that I really like is indie games. They're porting in like third party developers to
Any
help.
games that have already been released.
Yeah.
Well, like the fast racing RMX, like I had that on the Wii U, ton of fun. It's just like F-Zero, but this new one's basically the same version for $20 more with
Yeah.
8 cars and 4 tracks. Cool for guys that haven't played it. That's awesome. But these Switch, like the next Mario Kart 8's the big release at support. These are all
Yeah.
ports. So you have one true big AAA release, and that's it.
Yeah.
So in the beyond and to be decided for the releases, we have just kind of as a show of how long they wait for some of this stuff. We have Dissidia 5, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, FIFA, Fire Emblem Warriors, Minecraft Story Mode, Rayman Legends, NBA 2K, Skyrim, Sonic Mania, Super Mario Odyssey, The Binding of Isaac, Ultimate Street Fighter 2, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 are all scheduled for fall of 2017 or beyond. And
Skyrim is hilarious because not only is that a really old game, it's like 2011, like they advertised that in their original
In their
like,
trailer,
yeah,
yeah.
the trailer.
This thing
Like,
can run
Skyrim on the
Skyrim.
airplane.
But
Something
something
else
from
is think
6
about
years ago.
Think about-
360.
think about this.
Still not out.
Skyrim's already been ported to the newer generations.
Yeah,
It's been Skyrim Remastered has been released for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One since the beginning of Switch's announcement.
Well, did you hear the news though? It's not the version that the Nintendo Switch is getting is not the full remastered version that the Xbox One.
What?
Wow.
It's a hybrid between it's its own. The reason why it didn't come out at launch is because it's getting its own spec version for the Switch.
Oh, okay.
So it's a little better than the 360 version, but it can't run the full.
Because of graphics,
Because of
yeah.
graphics and all that, and it's not getting mod support.
That's gonna hurt it.
Yeah.
And I think just for a game from 6 years ago, I mean, personally, anybody buying the Switch now, for us, we've all played Skyrim or heard of it or looked
Yeah.
at it or played it enough to the point where I don't need to buy another version of it. I've already bought the game twice. I don't need to buy it a third time and play on the go for an hour. And
Well, then
show
there's
it.
also Elder Scrolls Online, which has had so much patchwork done, and I think it's getting so much better than the original. And Morrowind is coming
Yeah,
back.
DLC. No.
So you have all this other stuff for the other titles. It's just kind of seems ridiculous
It's
for me.
kinda
that they're putting it off.
underwhelming.
Yeah, that they put it off for the. If it came out at launch, I think that would be different. But the fact that they're waiting so long for something that's not even competing with, well, barely competes with what came out 10 years ago.
Right. Well, see, Elder Scrolls Online would be a huge port for the Switch. An
Yeah.
MMO on the go. You already have people
Oh.
addicted to MMOs as it is, but now you get to tell them they get to take the MMO with them where they go if they leave. Like that would be a hook, line, and sinker there.
Imagine Overwatch on the go.
Oh, that'd be amazing. I'd buy a Switch for Overwatch.
I would buy a Switch for
I
Overwatch
do.
on the
I'm
go.
addicted to Overwatch, man. That's some fun
Love
stuff.
Overwatch.
So I guess we've all kind of talked about a lot of new stuff. What kind of games are releasing that are kind of on your radar right now?
Kingdom Hearts.
The
All of it.
all of it, all Kingdom Hearts.
Let's
I
see.
really, really like For Honor, but I
Yes.
just don't know if it's worth it.
I've
right.
heard. So have you played any of the Dark Souls games?
Yeah,
Do you like the combat in those?
kinda, yeah.
It's basically that 24/7 with a little bit of like Hyrule Warriors or Samurai Warriors, whatever, with the tiny mobs.
But it's just that.
But
There's
it's
no
yeah, it's
substance.
just that.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah, but it's fine. Like a real multiplayer experience doesn't need to be defined by story. I
No,
think.
right, but like,
Overwatch.
if you're gonna buy it based on it's Dark Souls combat, you might as well just keep playing Dark Souls because
Yeah, but you're not in Dark Souls. You don't play against other people.
Yeah,
I think
You
that's
do. There's
do.
multiplayer.
Oh, okay. No, you're right. But is there like a ranking?
I mean,
like-
there's
In
There's
For
sort of
Honor,
is.
it's a multiplayer game with no dedicated servers, all peer to peer, which is
Oh, yeah.
which is big issue number one, which all the controversy with that.
Yeah.
had. Two, the continued controversy, which is a shame. But the developers came out and said after people said, "Hey, look, it would take you 200 years to unlock all the content if you play 2 hours a day, 200 years." And the developers came out and said, "Well, you weren't supposed to unlock all the items." Well,
Yeah.
hell, I
Wait,
paid $60
what?
Yeah, I paid $60 for this game, and you're telling me I can't unlock ever all the content that I paid for.
Well, and
That's
also they have new stuff coming out still.
yeah,
but
and
you can
you can buy it though, right? Of
Yeah,
course, you can have it all for
You
$40
weren't
more.
supposed to have it all, but we totally want you to buy
Yeah,
it.
and
You
it's
know,
just stuff like that just grinds my gears, man. Because
It's so underhanded.
it does. Because
Well, think about it. It's so underhanded. Blizzard is the master of this, by the way. Not so much with Overwatch, but
Well-
I played
little bit cosmetics.
But I've played
The
I've
box
played
is not a problem.
I've played World of Warcraft and with Hearthstone and all these other ones where there's a lot of stuff there and you can have it all, but it will take you forever and you will never be as good as the people that just buy it.
That's not really true for Hearthstone. Partially, I've been playing it for a really long time now, and I've a decent amount of cards, and I'm still not like I still don't have everything. So yeah, I don't have everything, but at the same time, I can still compete. Like,
Yeah, you can
Decently, yeah.
you can
Like,
you can
yeah.
play decently, but if you want to
to get
get
good.
good,
Yeah.
I was trying to avoid that. If you want to do that though,
You need
it's-
better cards.
You
Yeah.
need. It seems like you need to pay.
Well, I feel like
It- well-
in that regard it's different just because it's free. And if you want to
Yeah.
get,
Yeah,
you
that's-
can buy
that's
the
true.
expansions, and when you buy the expansion sets, you get all the cards, and you feel like it's worth it. For Honor, there's an upfront cash amount,
Yeah,
and I
it's true.
feel like that totally throws it off because if you're at the end of the day, if I get the chance to demo Hearthstone, I play it a lot, I love it, I want to get more involved. Okay, well now I haven't made any financial commitment. Now I can get into it. I feel like that's a solidified purchase. With For Honor, I'm already financially involved, and then you're telling me, oh, by the way, keep forking me over some cash. Well, screw you, buddy. I'm not gonna. This is such a different, I guess, mindset when
Yeah.
it comes to that.
I think to go back to Overwatch, I think
Yes, always go back
honest
to Overwatch.
sense, Overwatch is awesome, but at the same time, I think the box system, the fact that the paying for box system is a big problem.
Well, I mean, the problem is it's so hard to get the rare stuff in Overwatch
Right.
because I play it like at least once a week, or at least I try to because of homework. But like, they've got seasonal events like up the wazoo, and it's almost impossible for me to get any cosmetics.
so addictive.
Yeah.
And you want to play just to get them.
Well,
It
it's
would
so
be a
funny.
lot better if you could buy
The skins.
specific cosmetics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
it's actually
you
kind
have
of
to get like the in-game currency for getting
Right.
duplicates, which is kind
Right,
of
no.
garbage.
But but like specific, if you want to buy like, oh, you want this skin,
Yeah,
you
like-
should be able to buy it.
Imagine the season that just came out was the Chinese New Year.
Yeah.
Imagine you just wanted May's skin for that. Just May's. You had to go through and buy all these boxes that might never give it to you.
I think they
That's-
changed that because I think you can actually buy certain skins now during the
It's-
seasonal.
3 times as
event.
much.
Three
though.
times as
Yeah.
much with
Yeah.
currency, and the thing is, currency is also random, or it's based on duplicates that you
Yeah.
get from your box. So getting back to the core, yes, in a sense you can. I guess for the event, I love Bastion. I am the guy that camps in the corner and will light you up with a turret. But I had to save up through past seasonal events getting duplicates just to buy a skin, and then I have no more cash left. And that was just an ultra rare skin. I'm not paying the 30 grand for a rare or the legendary. But it's bittersweet because I feel like we get all these free characters, all these free maps because people will go out and buy boxes like crazy, which is a good thing for me because I'm not paying much money for DLC. Bad thing is, I want these cosmetics. They're really cool. They're a part of the game that I own, but I'll never have the chance of unlocking it unless I get RNG. God Jesus blesses me that day with that box.
Well, yeah, I'm a little spoiled with that because, as you know,
He gets
every
everything,
single
everything.
season, the first box I open is always a legendary. For
I
the
hate you.
for the Halloween one,
Yeah.
the first promotional box I got, Reaper. For the winter one, the first Halloween box I opened was Farah.
Ice Farm.
Ice Farah.
It's crap.
Just have him open your boxes. Next
I
time.
did. We didn't get anything. I got
Yeah, I
way
opened
worse.
for the
I
New
was
Year.
his bad luck charm. So when he got good, Mojo Jojo going on, he comes opens my boxes and gets negative and goes
Actually,
back to positive.
I think
again.
luck is tied to your account. Just, if you are certain number, you get skins up the wazoo. If not, good luck, kiddo.
Well, for
That
this
could
new,
be it too,
for this
though.
new,
Honestly, I can see that
yeah.
being an issue.
For the new Chinese New Year, though, it was funny because, and I've gotten Roadhog skin for every single season too.
I hate you.
I know you do. But I'm a Reinhardt main, not maid.
Let's go, boy.
Reinhardt main. And I liked a lot of the skins, but I just wanted Reinhardt's. I got like everyone else's skin but Reinhardt's.
I know how that feels.
And I actually, for the first time ever, I actually shelled out money for
Oh,
the
no.
game. I got $40 in boxes. Still didn't get it.
That's RNG, man. That's why these things are so addictive. Because people they buy the opportunity instead of buying it permanently. They buy. Look, Gears of War.
Well,
4
that's
sitting
that's
on the
why
table.
they're loot boxes because
Yeah.
it's the chance. They don't allow you to buy the thing itself. They
Because
want
if
you to
bought
have
it,
the
you wouldn't
chance.
keep buying it.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
exactly.
And I think it's like online gambling. It's essentially what it is. And I feel like there's no regulations on it, so these kids keep buying it over and over again.
Moving on to the next thing. Game I'm really excited for. South Park Fractured Butthole.
It got delayed indefinitely.
I know it got delayed, but I'm hoping. I am hoping
first one
so
got
So
hard.
indefinitely, as in.
Well, because what happens is apparently the writers keep retooling it. That's why the first one got delayed for so long. That more news came out. The original developer of Obsidian, the first one was that kind of made KOTOR 2. They had finished the game already. It was the writers that came back and keep redoing the scripts
Well, I
over
mean,
and over again.
I think it's okay if the writers keep redoing the scripts because they just want to make it as true to the show as
Right,
possible.
and that's why the first one was so. That's why we're getting a sequel in the first place.
Yeah.
So I rather, what was it? Inafune said or
No, it was who? Oh,
he said a
it's the-
delayed game is
Yeah,
rush
it's-
game bad. Delayed game's perfection.
It's the
Unless you're Mass Effect, that got delayed and it's still crap. But
the creator of Nintendo. Can't remember his name.
Masahiro Sakurai.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Masahiro Sakurai. He's said a delayed game will eventually be good, but a rushed game will be forever bad.
That's not true. Melee was rushed.
Well, Sakurai,
Yeah,
follow your own rules then, don't you?
it
He
goes
hates the
both.
competitive scene.
From that standpoint, though, it makes sense. Is don't rush
Yeah.
your games. Don't throw out the door.
That's true.
Looking at EA heavily, or not, maybe not as bad now, but back in the day, Activision probably more now. But when you rush a game out, obviously it's going to be poor quality. But if you
Wasn't KOTOR 2 rushed?
it was heavily rushed.
Yeah,
That's why like a third of the game was cut.
I love the KOTOR series. For those of you who don't know, it's Knights of the Old Republic,
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Oh, KOTOR.
Yep. I loved KOTOR 1. I'm a super Revan fanboy. And I think KOTOR 2 did well, I feel like it fell short in certain places, though.
Yeah, I agree. Well, it's just
Speaking of Star Wars, though, I'm on Best Buy right now.
Yeah.
They have a $200 levitating Death Star speaker. I'm sorry, just call me real quick.
Well,
That's
I mean,
pretty
I was
nice.
looking at games that are upcoming IGN here, and back to Star Wars Battlefront again. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is coming up, and that's the game that I am so excited for. That and Crash Bandicoot Trilogy remastered.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that
Oh,
was super
yeah.
That comes
good.
out in June, and just
That was the first PlayStation game I ever played, Crash Bandicoot.
yeah, same.
Um,
That and like The Last of Us.
Yeah,
Went from
Last
one
of
race
Us,
to the next.
But when I had a PlayStation 1, Crash Bandicoot was the thing to go to.
Yeah.
That's what my parents left me with to
Yeah.
shut me up. But it's good to see them like remaster those things. But on the note with Star Wars Battlefront, what are your hopes with that?
Clone Wars, not 4 planets.
Old Republic, Old Republic, Old
I-
Republic, Old
the
Republic.
complaints I have with the first one, because I midnight release, played it launch day, and I bought the DLC and I bought the Ultimate Edition too. So I spent a ton of money on this game. My complaints with the first one was the limited amount of planets. First
Right.
off, the planets had the game was gorgeous, but
The game is that's like what they spent the most time
it was
on.
just graphics. So I feel like the game was the foundation. The game was, I think, rushed to meet the Episode 7 deadline,
Yeah.
which sales. And they created a beautiful foundation. The gameplay is addictive. It's so much. There's just not enough to do. The DLC definitely added on to it. That's another thing, too. I don't like multiplayer DLC just because it segments the community. I know that I get more games and matches on the OG maps and the free maps they came out with versus the Bestman DLC and the Death Star DLC. But what I want to see in this upcoming release is have way more planets. You can have 1 to 2 maps like the original. I don't need 4 or 5 maps like they did in the first one for these planets. With for instance Clone Wars, Geonosis, the Battle of Geonosis, just 1 map, that's fine. Hoth, just 1 map, that's fine. The Space Battles, just 1 map. Just have multiple locales with multiple locations throughout the universes, and that's what I want. I want to be able to relive the moments, the cinematic moments, or the moments that were either for the EU that I didn't get a chance to, and that's what I'm looking forward to. And then for a customization standpoint, no more stormtroopers without helmets.
They got rid of that.
They got rid of that,
They got rid of
thankfully,
that.
but never again.
Never
Never
again.
ever again. And
Something that I do hope, going back to the Geonosis, that is the one and only thing I think they could improve on from Battlefront, is making Geonosis actually possible to play. Because you remember playing Geonosis on like the storyline, it was like impossible to beat.
yeah, it was horrible because the map, the first two. I mean, from a balance standpoint, these games were made just to have fun. They weren't made to be balanced. But in a gameplay standpoint, they were terrible because certain maps were definitely favored towards the CIS Republic Empire. Like I know in Endor, I could never win as the Empire because my walkers AI would just walk down the path, and then the trees would smash their heads in, and then all right, there goes half of my armor support, and half of my units. Like,
Yeah.
no matter what I do, it's going to happen. But I know in this game they did a decent job balancing because I know. Yeah, actually no, they didn't.
They tried their
They
best
tried
with
to.
with the patches.
The patches
The
helped.
periodic patches helped. But
I want vehicles
Boba Fett.
too. Vehicles
Yeah.
is a big one.
I think that's a big one for me. And what I was hoping was, since DICE has so much experience like doing the Battlefield games, a big thing I was hoping for was like being able to jump in and out of vehicles. And I remember watching like the beta videos that LucasArts had of Battlefront 3 before it got scrapped.
Yeah.
And you can jump in and out of like ATST walkers and stuff like that. And I think that would be a big thing to have in Battlefront 2, and that's what a lot of people are demanding.
Right.
Yeah, and in terms of customization, like stormtroopers with no helmets and stuff like that, I think the heroes should definitely have more skins.
Agreed.
One of the big criticisms I kind of have is like, EA like had no like formal statement after Carrie Fisher had passed, and like they didn't even give her like a new skin, so she's basically had like 1 or 2 skins this whole time the game's been out for a year.
Yeah.
Whereas Luke Skywalker has like
3.
Three, yeah,
He has
three,
the
so-
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi, and
this
Hoth.
and then the Tatooine one. He has the base one too.
Oh no, he doesn't. He just 2.
Oh, just 2?
Just
Oh,
those
okay.
Hoth and.
Okay, never mind.
But otherwise, Han Solo has like 2 as well. Carrie Fisher only has her Snow Planet one and the one where they're on what is it with the Ewoks? What's it called?
Oh, Endor.
Endor.
Yeah.
Endor, yeah. And it's just surprising and appalling to a lot of people that she still hasn't gotten like a basic like Tatooine one where she's running around Tatooine in a snowsuit.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
But,
more
yeah.
customization. The game was not. It's like Titanfall, the first game when I played that. It was a great foundation, great gameplay, great mechanics. There's just no substance. I need more substance.
Yeah.
And Rebels, I need a tank. I can't keep fighting walkers on with guns.
Where the X-wing
And the X-wing
crashing
crashes into it. The best way I win is if I suicide myself into a walker just to maybe go down a couple notches. So that's what I'm excited for. I
Yeah.
think they're going to build upon it. I know Battlefield 1 was a lot of fun. And it seems that it's the same main DICE team working on, they worked on Battlefield 1, is also working on this Battlefront 2.
Speaking of Titanfall 2, I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure like they don't have they have cosmetics, right? But they don't have the random loot system.
They don't, and they
You
have
can buy
DLCs
what
free.
you want.
Yeah, exactly. That Titanfall 2, I bought Titanfall 2. I bought the first one, played a lot, and then waited to buy Titanfall 2 for a while. But after, our practices are amazing.
Yeah.
DLC's free. You can pick what you want, like you said, and the things that you buy is all cosmetics only. The cosmetics are freaking awesome. They're way better than what you get in the base game, but that's kind of what it is to entice you. And I think it kind of goes back to what The Witcher was. When developers do stuff that's pro-consumer, people respond with that and they buy their game versus us that are kind of anti-consumer, slowly starting to kind of pull ourselves away from that.
Yeah.
Like with Mass Effect, I'm not going to buy that until probably won't. I can just watch a YouTube video and figure out the playthrough, and that's kind of my mindset, which is unfortunate, but it's kind of a factor of that.
Yeah. Moving on to another game that's out, but I not sure if I want to get or not. Something you've been playing, and let me know if you guys have been playing it. Ghost Recon.
Ton of fun. Love it to death. It is
So-
like Far Cry with third person Ghost Recon.
So the only thing that's concerning for me is I would only have it on PlayStation because I don't have an Xbox, but all of my friends have it on Xbox. So how important is the multiplayer and that
Very.
cooperative experience to it?
Very. I only play single player to do side missions to boost my character. The only time I play campaign missions is with my friends. The AI is terrible. You can't customize your AI. And the reason why all three of your squad mates disappear when one person joins your game kind of shows how much they care about your AI squad mates. And another thing too, in single player, you can't, when you fight, they're just dicking around in the back. You're doing all your stuff by yourself. So solo, no. Multiplayer, 100%. And I guess that's kind of with every game though. If you think about it, when you play with your friends, you're having a blast. Typically, unless the game's just that bad. I know, Joe. What game are you looking forward to? It's upcoming.
I don't know. The upcoming release schedule is not really that exciting to me. I'm actually going back. I started playing Persona 3 because I'm looking for something else to do.
I
Because
gotcha.
I'm not really looking forward to anything.
What about Persona 5? I know that's coming out here.
Oh yeah, well I mean I haven't played the other Persona games, so I'm gonna play those first.
Oh, okay. I got you. Kind of go in chronological order and go from
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I know we're getting close to time here, so another segment we kind of want to introduce, this is our first episode, is a cheap game segment. Games that we all think are worth our value. I know we're all college students, we're all very broke. So we really can't go out and buy the latest and greatest games, and that kind of ties into why we're upset when we buy games like Mass Effect and they're terrible.
Mhm.
So just kind of going around, starting with Billy, what game do you recommend to our audience and to us personally that you've played that think it's worth all dollars that you paid for?
Speaking of Star Wars Battlefront,
Yeah.
I've been trying to get my friends to buy it on Amazon because I think the last time I saw it, it was like $10.
Right.
And I think the game is definitely worth the $10.
Right, agreed.
I mean, it's had its hiccups, but you can't go wrong with that price.
No, not at all. I just kind of go back with Battlefront. It's free with EA access on Xbox. I mean, it's now it's worth it, especially with Battlefront coming out with May the 4th, coming out with the new Star Wars trailer is going to be released for the new the new Star Wars movie, and then all the hype generated around that. I continuously play it, and I'm going to keep playing it up until the launch of Battlefront 2. Me personally, I'm a huge Halo nut, so I played a ton of Halo. Halo 5 for me, the campaign was awful, but we're not going to talk about the campaign. We're going to talk about the multiplayer. Multiplayer was amazing. I haven't had that much fun since Halo 3. I have 16 days of in-game playtime, so just to kind of put it in perspective, I played a lot. All of my life has gone into this video game, and then the DLC is all free too, and their pack system. Yes, you can buy them, but there's no duplicates. So when I finished the collectionless DLC, there wasn't anything getting brought back to me that was duplicates. So I was able to get the entire set, so I have all the armor, all the guns, all the skins, because I was putting enough time. I didn't spend any money on it, and I think now it's only $20 on Amazon. For Halo 5, and what you kind of get for that with Firefight, with the continued update supports, I think it's worth it personally.
So I'd say Dark Souls 3 is great. It's got tons of content. DLCs are like $10, I think, each, and that's a bunch more content.
Those are great games. I think same for Witcher 3. Obviously, it's got crazy amount of content. But then, as for like a just straight up free game with a significantly smaller amount of content, there's a game called Zenith by Arcane Kids. It can be found on GameJolt.com. It is free to download, and it's basically like Jet Set Radio without the spray painting and with time rewinding. It's kind of like a proof of concept, but it's really fun to just mess around with for a little bit. There's a decent amount of content, and it's not like it probably get you like an afternoon of fun.
Okay, that's interesting. I like that. I love Jet Set Radio. That was a lot of fun. I played
Yeah.
the Future one on the OG Xbox. Came with my Xbox.
For me, I'd say it's a two-way tie. If you want to go for a single-player experience, I would say Final Fantasy 15, actually.
Yeah.
I have played that game for upwards of 70 hours, and there's still more stuff. As of right now, there's not a whole lot of downloadable content except for a few weapons and a few outfits, but that just goes to show what could still be out there. $60 on PSN is what I got it for, and I'm still playing it. And then the other one would be Overwatch. It's a $60 game, but I've been playing hundreds of hours for that one. There's competitive, there's custom modes, there's just casual. It has everything. There's not a whole lot of storyline, but it'll give you endless hours of online experience, and they're still coming out with new characters.
It's only $40 on PC.
Oh,
There you go for a PC.
All right,
Go for it.
I'm gonna go and say a couple indie-ish titles compared to your big name brands. I'm gonna say one for like a really fun multiplayer experience. I think it's Golf with Friends. I love it.
Golf with Friends is
Golf with Friends is so fun because you can mess around with the balls, you can mess around with your friends, you can add jumping. It's actually like a really great experience. And then I think Rivals of Aether is also like a great game, which is like a Smash clone. So that's oh shit. There it goes.
This computer closed.
Yeah, that's the best. I tried to check the price of it, but I couldn't check it, and I accidentally started running it, so I just closed my computer. But yeah, Rivals of Aether is a great like Smash clone, melee-ish.
Yeah, I have it on my Xbox. It's
Yeah.
the game preview. So much fun.
It looks great. I
is.
love it, and
The 8-bit's amazing. Sorry.
yeah. The only thing is, the Wi-Fi and the internet connection is kind of jolty.
Yeah.
So that's the only place where I'd say it kind of fails.
Gotcha. And I guess we're kind of getting close to an hour here, so we're going to wrap up a little bit. Another little side note would be the Humble Bundle. $1 in
Oh,
each
yeah.
of 3 games. I know
Yep.
a couple weeks ago they had the Star Wars Humble Bundle, and I spent $50 on it. I got basically the entire collection of Star Wars games on Steam. So always kind of keep your eye out for that, personally, for me to recommend to all y'all in the audience. We want to thank you for tuning in to Casually Hardcore Podcast, our first episode. We'll typically be uploading every week, Friday through Sunday. We don't have a really set time yet, but once we start doing more episodes, we'll definitely have a more set schedule. I want to thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.